32509, letter to the President, whereas President Barack H. Obama, the White House, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, Washington, D.C., 20006. Mr. President, I have contemplated this script to you for some time. Let me, first of all, congratulate you on a well-planned, executed journey to the White House and your unique position in the annals of history. As a black man in America, I applaud your character and determination for parity throughout this nation and the world. I must also pay homage to the strong evidence of love and unity within your family structure, truly an example for us to follow. My post to you regards the bailout. Obviously, I am no authority on the economy. Hell, I've got the same problems most Americans have. More bills, less income. Before displaying my plan, I must note that to truly fix the economy, you've got to stop the bleeding. I ask you, if you've got a drunk plastered from a binge teetering on unconsciousness, do you pump more alcohol into him? More plainly, it's evident the IRS and the Federal Reserve have long since served their usefulness and have become insatiable behemoths usurping our way of life, the American dream. Sensibly, to survive, as with a cancer, we've got to extricate ourselves from this debacle. Best scenario, abolish these two institutions immediately, moving forward in this millennia free of economical servitude by derivative interests. By the way, have you seen the movie The Money Masters, circa 1998? Something to think about as well to quell this menace we face. Instead of giving the bailout to big business, if we must use a bailout, which, by the way, still points our economy to the abyss of collapse, why not put it back where it belongs, with the citizens directly? In this proposal, you must first designate an equal distribution of the bailout to every adult 18 years and older within our confines. This can be established via Social Security number, valid tax information, and job records. Then, prior to distribution, document via all manner of media that this bailout is by no means a simple cash and carry. Each recipient is responsible to distribute at least 25% of their stipend toward any federally backed loan, i.e. mortgage, student loan, medical bills, car notes, and another 25% must be invested in some sort of registered savings plan. The rest, well, you know what the average citizen will do. Spend it. We need to keep credit flowing. With this plan in motion, upon distribution, the IRS will recoup funds back into the Federal Reserve. Jobs will be retained and even increased due to the influx of cash and stability created by its implementation. Prosperity will once again reign supreme, emanating from sea to shining sea. Of course, there is a high degree of probability that this or any plan may not work. Regrettably, if this or a similar plan is not initiated within the next 2 to 3 months, I portend a very dark time for our country. Very dark indeed. My hope, as well as that of my colleagues, is that by taking a sensible, progressive approach, we can cauterize the wound, thereby healing in motion without stopping the creative juggernaut, America. Let's help fund organizations like the Venus Project and further exploration to inner and outer space. Certainly there are those among our citizenry, if given a viable option, who would leap at the opportunity to see their utopia created and implemented, even if only on a trial basis to test the premise. Without giving this and a few others a shot, do we really think we're doing the best for our environment, for the world? Of course, there will be a few bad apples trying to hoard or multiply their portion. I feel that the agencies already in place as watchdogs of our economic expenditures can cross-reference and aid in the capture, seizure of said persons and their property. Because this would be in direct violation of a federally mandated procedure, they should be tried and sentenced like the terrorists they are, against the sanctity of our great nation. Naturally, I would foresee a snowball effect around the world via duplicity that would help unify said peoples in their own national causes. Most importantly, these actions will reestablish America as the forerunner of world peace and unification. Well, sir, I'm certain you have quite a few other things to take care of today. just wanted to throw in an everyday American point of view. Unfortunately, our legislators don't give me much pause to rally round, and quite frankly, I could not imagine all the filibustering and shenanigans that would ensue if you put this proposal on the table. To somewhat counter that measure, I have taken the liberty to forward this plan to a few well-positioned liaisons to monitor the aftermath. I most certainly wish you, your family, and of course our great nation the best of all this year can bring. With a coordinated effort from top to bottom, we can make America steadfast and strong for an ever-evolving tomorrow. Yes, we can. Respectfully, Darrell Clemens. Now, before qualifying an answer to this blog, I would strongly urge all concerned to Google the Money Masters and view the 3-hour video. Yes, it is a long clip, but after viewing its content, most will come away with a better understanding of what has been happening in America and around the world. Keep in mind that the video is about 11 years old, yet glaringly relevant today. By content, you can note that I am strongly opposed to continued use by our government of the IRS and the Federal Reserve. In my opinion, these institutions have been working in concert to keep the American populace in economic servitude. As you will see, the Federal Reserve, a privately owned bank, has been given unprecedented latitude to tap into the national gold reserve, thereby liquidating the strong foundation our American dollar once held. That, along with the wily scheme known as derivative interest, propagated from bank to bank unto an unwitting populace that through time have relinquished the American dream for a ball and chain called debt. Add to this scheme another well-thought plot known as the IRS that has subjugated our citizenry. If I recall properly, this country was established with the idea of free trade and that all are equal. Of course, we've been warring with the world and ourselves since our inception to get these ideals established. This constant battling had to be paid for. Cleverly, the IRS was initiated so that the government can equitably tax the citizenry to pay its expenditures. Now, after years of escalating expenditures and, of course, rising taxes, is it any wonder that we've reached a point of implosion? Originally, the Founding Fathers established paper-script as a means for the colonists to barter trade. Over time, through concerted machinations, these two institutions have changed the concept of money. I strongly propose that to reestablish America as an economic powerhouse, why not change the concept of debt? We must rid ourselves of these beasts of gluttony and greed. They have filled their coffers continuously with no regard for the everyday American who toils till he or she drops. It is very odd that our president has singled out the car manufacturers and their executives. Why not go after the people that are truly doing the most damage to us? The banks.